Hi beautiful people, welcome back. Hope everybody is doing fantastic wherever you are in the world. Happy Friday. I cannot believe we are nearing the end of another month and the countdown begins for my kids to be on summer vacation. It is absolutely crazy. Let's just get straight into this. Before that, my usual disclaimer, please do not take what I say as fact. Feel free to do your own research and come to your own conclusion. Well, looks like Miss Paulson, aka Without a Crystal Ball, seems to be feeling herself once again and thinks that she is this important, well-respected journalist slash advocate slash reporter and that she is saving the world. Hold on, maybe I'm missing something, and something big. Because once again, Katie Joy is no journalist, definitely not an advocate, or even a reporter. She is just a stay-at-home mum that found YouTube and found a way to make it lucrative for her to be able to stay at home and make money because, again, in my opinion, she couldn't even get along with her co-workers, but that is just my thoughts. Moving on, let me prove to you how malicious Katie Joy is. She is not at all any of the professions that she claims to be. Take a look at her postings from yesterday. Pay attention to how she includes Christine's picture in her postings. She then goes ahead and makes a video talking about how TLC and the direction they are going with the show, and she is not pleased at all. She also goes after Christine and only Christine because she's there in the show, and how does David feel about this whole situation?
Obviously, Christine is still going to plan and move forward with this, which I think is interesting because it's like she still sees herself as a sister wife, and I wonder how that's going to play into things with David. Like, David's going to walk into a show where he's on his on his current partner's ex-husband's show, because the show is Cody Brown's show, and Christine is going to stay on Cody Brown's show, and it's just very interesting to me. I don't know how you really move on and decompress and deconstruct from polygamy when you're still in the polygamous mindset. I really don't know. I'm just looking at this from a very pragmatic perspective of how healthy is this for her? How healthy is this for the kids? Is this just another money-making scheme? How honest have they been?
So she is so concerned now about David and his well-being after accusing him of wanting clout. And she also goes on to accuse Christine of lying and being a schemer. Wow. So much for having Christine's back. Also, she says that Cody is Christine's ex-husband. Did she not so long ago say that Christine is a woman that has never been married and was just a breeder for Cody?
Listen, this is a woman, again, who's never been married at all. She has been in a relationship with a man that they would never legally had a marriage. They also really didn't have a relationship outside of her being a breeder for him.
Obviously, Christine has spoken with David. They had the conversation. And obviously, he is on board. And secondly, she still has herself and her child to support. And if that is how she chooses to do it, so be it. That is her decision and not yours. And at least she is making, in my opinion, an honest living and not dragging other people to filth to put food on the table for a child. Then she talks about how she made a promise to victim advocates and apostate advocates like a BFF to feature real stories of polygamy.
Something that I have made a promise to advocates and victims advocates and apostate advocates like Kristen Decker is that I would help feature some real stories of polygamy. And some real stories of polygamy are actually that Christine Brown actually comes from a pretty extensive history of polygamists, and she has it on both sides of her family.
So she decides to make a video to tell the story of this dude in Utah that did these heinous things to his daughter and maliciously includes Christine to the story, because why not get her message to go after Christine, despise Christine, troll Christine, and everything else that KJ's trolls do on her behalf, because as she did mention that Christine Brown does come from a pretty extensive history of polygamist. She goes on and she tells the story of, as I said, this dude named Ross LeBaron, who is on trial right now in Utah for doing something unthinkable. And get this, you guys. This is how Katie Joy actually puts these cousins as family. She said that this Ross LeBaron is Christine's first cousin once removed. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I do not claim family that's once or twice or three times removed. Oh, hell no, I don't do that. And in true Katie Joy fashion, as I said, she is not happy about the fact that Christine is moving on with the show. So she decided to actually attach Christine to this vile man, and I'm assuming to bring negative light to Christine. KJ is trying to rip Christine down because she cannot handle the fact that Christine has found happiness and success and is still pissed that Christine blocked her. She also goes on to state that Christine has not changed her mindset and that she wants Christine to just leave this completely and be an advocate and help all these people that are being hurt. Really, KJ? Aren't you the advocate? Aren't you the one that's supposed to be helping these people? Yet you telling their stories on behalf of them and profiting off their pain and trauma. Let's be clear about that. You ain't doing shit. For her to associate Christine with this person is absolutely unacceptable. She is BFF with Kristen Decker, and we all know that Kristen Decker as KJ is all you need to know about polygamy. Could KJ not have possibly conversed with her first and asked Kristen if Christine was associated with this family or this man? Did she know this family or this man? Is she in contact with this family or this man? No, she didn't do that. Instantly, she went and she associated Christine with the heinous crimes that this man did. Like Christine is the spokesman for polygamy. That is malicious as fuck. Isn't Kristen Decker the person that actually helps these people that are being abused? Or isn't she the advocate? And also, wouldn't Kristen Decker also be related to this person? Let me know down in the comment section. So, why is Katie Joy putting so much pressure on Christine Brown to help this family and trying to shame Christine Brown for not helping this family when Christine Brown, in my opinion, has jack shit to do with this family? So where's Kristen Decker? Why is she not being an advocate and being there for this family, or being there for the woman that actually went through all these heartbreaking situations? Now, Katie Joy just claims that she's being pragmatic. Now, if you want to be so pragmatic, Katie Joy, when people like this are born into this life, raised for majority of her life this way, and you just expect her to forget about all that overnight, deconstruct overnight, take several fucking seats. KJ obviously got some very negative feedback from her video, her posting, or even both. She made these posts this morning, and when KJ continuously makes posts, that's her way of explaining herself. She is absolutely bothered, and that is why I say she is definitely not a journalist or a reporter, because neither of those people in those professions need to defend themselves about the reports that they make. They stand by their reporting. End of story. First post. This is reality of polygamy. Janelle divorces Mary's brother, marries Mary's husband. Mary and I went from cordial to frosty overnight. Needs a therapist to figure that one out? Polygamy, anyone? Then she goes, I left the AUB at 14 after a 50-year-old approached me to dance with him. A woman who attended the AUB and who is Christine's cousin, once again, how many fucking cousins does Christine have? My goodness. Said she left as a teenager after a 50-year-old man approached her to dance at an AUB dance. When the woman declined the man's request to dance, she alleges that she was pulled aside by the other adults who yelled at her. The woman is accused of disrespecting the man, who the adults claimed made an effort to try and get to know her. According to the woman, she was afraid of the man. A few years later, the same man imprisoned for SAing children. This event happened during the time that she attended the same church with Cody Brown and his 3 wives. She alleges that older men approaching underage girls and grooming them in the AUB is common practice. The same woman happened to be privy to details about the Browns' lies about their investigation by Utah authorities and their excommunication from the church. According to the woman, the Browns were never under any real threat of prosecution. In fact, they were told by Attorney General before they moved that they had no intent of charging the family. Additionally, the alleged excommunication of the Browns never happened. The AUB doesn't really excommunicate members because they want to leave the door open to the members' money and repentance. The church asked the Browns to move and create space from them due to the show. Cody remains friendly with the church members, and if the show ended today, they'd welcome back with open arms. Cody Brown's sales of firearms is also a big part of the AUB culture. The former member alleges that the church stockpiles weapons as they prepare for end times. The biggest trauma several former members say they face is the constant fear of the end of the world coming to being brainwashed by the church to believe that death was imminent. People stay in culture because they are terrified to leave. Children grow up believing they have to lie to protect their families from law enforcement. They are also taught they must be prepared to die for their faith. This is their story, but you telling their story. I just can't see a silver lining. Every day is hard. I hate the principle. I hate sharing my husband. I hate being jealous. I am jealous all the time. Says Christine Brown, who couldn't wait to get on TV to show dumb monogamists their superiority of polygamy. This meme was created by Sound Choices Coalition that was dedicated to helping advocate for victims of polygamy. This week, in an interview with Variety magazine, Christine Brown said, "We needed to be heard, polygamous people. We wanted people to know that we're just regular people who are just doing our best to raise kids and have a big, great, awesome, happy family." Christine shared this comment today while engaged to another man and leaving Cody. Despite rumors that Christine will get a spin-off, TLC and producers were clear that she would not be getting her own show. Now pay attention to the capitalization of would. This tells me that Katie Joy is absolutely ecstatic that Christine would not be getting her own show, to the level of maturity that Katie Joy has. And would a reporter / journalist / advocate do something like that? In my opinion, I don't think so. Christine is set to get married and will be bringing her new husband onto a show with her ex and into all of the drama of polygamy. She thinks viewers will love to watch her learn how to co-parent. Wow. Christine said she wanted to show everyone they were a big happy family. They were never a big happy family. In 2015, Christine said she was miserable and hated plural marriage on the show. Now let me stop right there. Anybody knows, and even Katie Joy explained and said reality TV is not real. And how many people have you seen, or couples have you seen on reality TV whose marriages were ruined, that ended up in divorce? So clearly Christine went into this with a totally different mindset, thinking that she was going to show people how their family was this big happy family. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. That's just my thoughts. But she didn't go on there to lie to people. I don't think so. Or maybe I'm just giving her the benefit of the doubt and just trying to see the best in her. But I don't believe that. Her daughter McKelty says the show has ruined their family. Aspen says she doesn't like filming and won't be seen much on the show. Payton said he doesn't like filming and was never paid. Gwendolyn says she was never paid and her dad, Cody, might not even attend her wedding in July. In the middle of Gwendolyn's biggest time of her life, her wedding and next step, Christine announced her engagement and started planning her own wedding. The announcement was made on Truly's 13th birthday. Trying to stir up something that's not there? Trying to shame Christine? I suggest you look in the mirror, Katie Joy. Anyway, is this family that cares about their kids or cares more about false narratives and lying on national television to promote criminal activities like polygamy? TLC and the Browns have profited off promoting a crime. Yet, I promise you, despite all of this, fans of the show will scream at me and say to me, leave her alone. It's not her fault. She's not her family. Isn't that the truth? But you decided to come on here and explain yourself, that you're not going to stop doing what you're doing, right? Christine has cousins being urged by their dads and family members trafficking children. All the while she and her family have said all those crimes don't happen in their group. All lies. When will fans wake up? Now you see, Katie Joy, when people support these people, Christine, well, this is only about Christine. Because you don't go after Mary with this, you don't go after Kristen Decker, you don't go after Janelle. It's all about Christine. Maybe people appreciate that finally Christine has stood up for herself. Christine chose herself. Christine chose to be her own individual, to find happiness, to find freedom. It's a step in the right direction. But you, on the other hand, you can't be happy for Christine. You're jealous of Christine, of her success. That is sad. I will keep reporting on the truth about polygamy until one of these men are held accountable for their crimes, including Cody. So can anybody please inform me about the crimes that Katie Joy is implicating that Cody has committed? And I mean that sincerely. Nobody can tell me otherwise that Katie Joy is pissed, for number one, that the show will go on, and number two, that Christine is going back to filming And I don't see why she actually has her panties in a bunch, because at the end of the day, it is Christina's choice. What she decides to do is her business. And in ending with this, the reason why I say Katie Joy is malicious is because of all that. Finding out that the show was going on, Christina's coming back, so she couldn't find anything negative on Mary Brown or even Janelle Brown. So she decided to go after Christine and associating Christine with this monster. Now, this all happened last year in regard to this whole situation with this Ross LeBaron. If Katie Joy is so much about talking about what exactly happens in polygamy, like she did with Samuel Bateman, how come this didn't come across her desk or come across her computer? It just makes no sense. But coincidentally now, she took this opportunity and story to associate Christine. Katie Joy claims that the kids are not being paid, the kids don't want to go on the show. Katie Joy gives a fuck about those kids. And they're not kids anymore, they're adults. So they can make up their own minds whether they want to be in the show or whether they don't want to be in the show. Let them fend for themselves. Let them stand up for themselves. And clearly, Katie Joy, they don't need you to speak on their behalf. And basically, they've all blocked you. So that speaks volumes again. Now, when it comes to David, in my opinion, he's a good man. For him to be understanding and supporting of his future wife to continue to be on the show with the father of her children shows me his level of maturity. Something Katie Joy lacks, maturity. She has no idea how they do parenting or co-parenting, and at least Cody and Christine are co-parenting. Unlike Katie Joy that has her son under the same roof, that in my opinion she tends to ignore and put social media above him, her own child. She is just big mad, and all this propaganda that she spews about Christine obviously did not work. Christine is still standing, succeeding, and living a happy life, and that just pisses Katie Joy off. Katie Joy, all she does is spews gossip and hearsay. She expects Christine to do whatever she expects her to do, and Christine has a lot of healing to do, and that does not happen overnight. Katie Joy, you are just a malicious, vindictive, vile, jealous, and a lonely human being that has major issues. Maybe you should go back to therapy, sort yourself out, sort your issues out, because there's no way that you can be of any help to others if you yourself is not okay and is so full of envy and jealousy. And if you think this is disgusting, vile, and malicious, I got to catch up on the lives that she did, how she was giddy with excitement because she got to watch a live stream of the IBLP and some kind of seminar that they had going on, and she was ecstatic to be able to sit the whole day and watch the IBLP preach. So that will be my next video coming out soon. Thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate your time. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a fantastic weekend. Please be safe out there, be kind to one another, and don't forget, make good memories. Bye guys.